A night of laughs turned night of horror.
All I remember is just 1 minute just laying on the ground and wondering when it's going to be over.
A couple mugged after a comedy show in downtown Denver.
When it was 5 or 6 against 2, there's just no chance.
The warning they want you to hear.
A small Colorado community plagued by water issues.
I feel that we have done everything humanly possible.
The mayor of Empire sits down with Denver 7 as her community goes without.
And a second booster authorized. Tonight, we're asking a Colorado doctor, should I get it?
COVID is certainly low, but it is not zero.
A fun night downtown takes a terrifying turn for a Denver couple.
They say they were attacked by a large group while heading home from a comedy show. Denver 7 CB Cotton is live downtown tonight. CB, they say if it can happen to them, it can happen to anyone.
And Shannon, that's right. The couple says they were waiting in this area for their Uber before they were violently attacked. Sadly, the Uber never came, only an ambulance. In downtown Denver, everyone is trying to get somewhere. An early Sunday morning, this couple,
I think our big focus just being awareness.
Just wanted to get home.
We had ran into one of my friends and just got drinks with her at a bar, and we were about to leave, waiting for an Uber.
But the couple says their wait was interrupted by an assault.
I've got a pretty big bruise on my back.
The boyfriend and girlfriend have asked us not to share their name or show their face because they're scared. They say someone on a scooter nearly collided with them before calling a group of men and women, at least 6 other people, over to the area.
He slammed his scooter down and started to be confrontational right away and got in my face.
A few of the female attackers came and started hitting me and punching me and pushed both of us to the ground. He got a bloody nose, I got a black eye.
They were badly bruised and their belongings were taken.
My grandpa just passed away not even 2 weeks ago, and he did handcrafted pens, and one of those was in my purse and they took that too.
Denver police tell us they're investigating the incident but couldn't say much more. The couple also says Aurora police are now involved helping to track down belongings.
We were able to track my Apple Watch to an address in Aurora.
And potentially the suspects that left this couple injured and afraid.
And it just goes to show, like, it can happen to anybody's son or daughter.
Now, the couple is expected to recover from all of their injuries. I also want to point out that several buildings in this area have security cameras, and we've requested the surveillance footage. Anyone with information about what happened here early Sunday morning is asked to contact Denver Police or Crime Stoppers. Reporting live from downtown Denver tonight, I'm CB Cotton, Denver 7.
All right, CB, thank you. And violent crime is up in the Union Station area of downtown Denver. Going in depth now, the Denver Police Department's online crime map shows 44 incidents of violent crime between January 1st and March 28th. We're talking assaults, robberies, and murders. Last year, there were 31 incidents during that same time period. There were 37 back in 2020.
New tonight, the Douglas County School District has a new superintendent. This evening, Dougco School Board approved a 3-year, $250,000 a year contract with Erin Kane. Kane still needs to sign the contract. Now, she's familiar with the district, having served as interim superintendent for 2 years in 2016.
Firefighters continue to make progress on the NCAR fire in Boulder. Officials say the wildfire is holding at 190 acres. It is 90% contained. The fire ignited on Saturday, just about 5 miles from where the Marshall Fire started in late December. A judge is dismissing a lawsuit regarding debris removal following the Marshall Fire. The group demanding integrity in public spending, also called DIGS, sued Boulder County over its selection of a contractor hired to remove debris. A judge says DIGS has no standing to file the lawsuit because neither the group nor anyone affiliated with it has a connection to the county. A hearing over the case scheduled for tomorrow has been vacated.
With the debris cleanup moving forward now, Boulder County is explaining exactly what homeowners can expect. Now, the program includes removal of the ash footprint, removal of home foundations, that includes concrete slabs and supports, removal of trees considered to be hazardous. Work is expected to begin in the next 2 to 4 weeks with a schedule for each neighborhood released by the end of this week. Debris removal is expected to cost $60 million, and officials hope to have it all finished by the end of July.
Greeley police are looking for a man accused of killing someone and putting a teen on life support. Authorities warn Paul Delgado Jr. should be considered armed and dangerous. Officers on Monday found a 17-year-old boy in an alley. He had a gunshot wound to the head. That teen is in the hospital on life support. And while they're on scene, officers found a man who had been shot. He was sitting in a car and he died. Investigators say they have probable cause to charge Delgado with first-degree murder. They believe he's driving a dark blue Dodge Ram truck with disabled veteran plates 237NWL. So anyone who sees him or the truck should call 911.
Well, tonight we're hearing from the family of a teenager found dead in a Denver alley. Police found 17-year-old Jasmine Rivas Hernandez Saturday afternoon near Quebec and Colfax. Now, investigators haven't said much about her death other than they do believe this is criminal in nature. Family members and friends tell Denver 7 they are heartbroken and have so many questions.
I honestly can't describe the pain. I think about her random times throughout the day. And then just the simple fact of how they killed her and they left her like that, it's always in my mind.
I mean, this is like cold-blooded. Like, I don't understand who in their mind who would do this, like who would want to do that.
Police are investigating this as a homicide, the third juvenile homicide in Denver this year. Well, Coloradans in small town of Empire continue to deal with unreliable water service.
The town of just a few hundred people has been under a boil order for 9 days now. And leaders blame a leak in pipes and high levels of iron and manganese in the town's well, making it unsafe to drink.
Well, Denver 7's Rob Harris talked to Empire's mayor today and residents as well. So any updates when the water might be usable again, Rob?
Yeah, so Shannon, I do have some important updates from the mayor of Empire. She tells me the filter they've been waiting for the well in the town has finally arrived, and she's hopeful that it can be installed and start working within the next few days. Her proclamation of emergency now has been approved by the city's Board of Trustees and Planning Commission as of tonight as well. However, residents of Empire I've heard from feel desperate for relief as they go on 2 weeks without water. For the town of Empire, 2022 has been the perfect storm. Its 100-plus-year-old pipes leaking somewhere under the ground, March's snowy weather freezing the mountain creeks, and high levels of iron and manganese in the city's well, leaving its water undrinkable.
All of those factors, when added together, could bring about what happened.
Wendy Cook says she's been feeling this emergency as both an Empire resident and as its mayor.
We're doing everything we can. I don't know what else I can financially do to help that I'm able to do.
Cook says a lot of work behind the scenes should start to make noticeable improvements as soon as this week. She knows there's frustration, but she says it's led to a misperception of her and other city leaders. What do you think it is that you need to prove wrong?
That this was something we basically ignored and allowed to happen, and that was by no means what happened.
I talked to a homeowner in Empire. He and his wife just welcomed their baby boy last week, but they haven't brought him home yet because there's no water at home.
With little to zero communication about this problem, it's been very frustrating. Governor Polis needs to hear us, and we need funding. We're 40 miles from Denver. We see all the people coming and going, and we need help.
Without water, several businesses in Empire have had to shut down. Mayor Cook says she hopes the city can support them, but in a town the size of Empire, there simply isn't the budget to offer widespread relief.
This is a town of a little over 300 people. We don't have endless pockets, bottomless pockets. We will do everything we can to help the businesses. I don't know what else I can say. They were notified the minute we knew there was a problem. I feel that we have done everything humanly possible and are going to continue to do so. And hopefully by Friday we will have running water.
So Cook says that filter for the well was installed today, and after it's running, the city will have to wait for the state to test the water and ensure it's safe to drink. So until they get that clearance, the people of Empire are stuck with the bottled water and the buckets from the tanker truck. Shannon.
So frustrating. Rob, thanks for the update. We appreciate it. A bill requiring insurance companies to cover infertility treatment now on the governor's desk. This comes after Denver 7 Investigates exposed how costly infertility treatments were, and they were forcing families onto the black market to buy the drugs needed. Well, a new law was supposed to take effect this year that would have mandated insurance coverage for in vitro IVF, but that law hit a snag. So the new bill passed today fixes those issues. It will only apply to large companies with more than 100 employees that have insurance plans regulated by the state.
The FDA and CDC are giving the green light to a second booster of the COVID-19 vaccine for people 50 and older. This is for doses of the Pfizer and Moderna vaccine, would be a fourth dose. And even with COVID-19 cases dropping, doctors are still concerned about newer mutations hitting age groups that are more vulnerable. The CDC calls this extra shot optional. Now, for those of us in the over 50 age group, I wanted to know, should you get this booster? So I called on UC Health Dr. Michelle Barron.
So if you were to tell someone who's over 50, you should get this booster, is there someone specifically you would suggest that to?
I would say if you're constantly exposed to young children that potentially aren't vaccinated, probably a good idea. I would probably tell teachers or people that are around, people in healthcare potentially would be another group that would potentially benefit if they're concerned about being exposed. I would say anybody in the service industry.
And Dr. Barron says the booster is a must for anyone over 65 and anyone who is immune compromised, because she says a booster will help you avoid getting really sick or ending up in the hospital.
Sewing support.
I thought, what can I do?
A group of Coloradans help the people of Ukraine the best way they know how.
When the rain and snow will come to an end, and when you can expect those temperatures to bounce back to the 60s.
Plus, the Avs return to the ice without one of their star players.